Hey guys, welcome to the Righteous Builds YouTube channel. As I was editing this video, I realized that I had never filmed a proper introduction for it. So here is your introduction. I'm happy to share this build with you. It integrates a lot of things that I have never worked with before. For instance, LED lights, epoxy, a lot of firsts for me. Anyway, grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Time to turn this into a subwoofer. Let's go. YouTube Genie, little help please. Thanks YouTube Genie, that was so easy. YouTube Genie, fix my shirt. That's better. Okay, back to work. Alright, just out here in the garage doing some filming all by my lonesome. This is my experimental LED setup. I've got some LED lights in this thing. Let me turn it on. Let's get some cool effects going. Anyway, I'm going to do most of this off camera because I'm not quite sure how this is going to turn out yet. It's going to involve epoxy. I've got an acrylic window that's going to go in here. So there you go. So I will update you on how everything goes. Oh boy, does that look cool or what? Welcome back. It is over a week later. It took a while for the pouring epoxy to dry on this piece, and it took hours and hours to sand it. So you can see that we've got it all sanded nice and smooth. We have the LEDs in. This will have a nice smooth finish on it, so it's going to look a lot better, and the tape will be taken off, so that'll look better too. But you got a lot of cool effects going on here, lots of cool colors. You got the sound effect, or the things that react to sound. So pretty cool. Anyway, let's cut some wood, shall we? We got packages today. Alright, we're going to do a quick unboxing. These are the Pierce Audio 15-inch 1.2K drivers. Alright, you can go on their website. They make a very cool product. So let's unbox these, see what they look like. Package nice. Alright. Good looking speaker. These things are actually Kevlar reinforced. Should be very strong. And these are neodymiums too, so they're going to be a little lighter weight. They're not going to weigh 300 pounds, which I'm okay with because the enclosure is already going to weigh close to 300 pounds with that 1-inch Baltic birch that we use. Look, they even included little screw holders. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I really like how they have these wires that are just on there good. We don't have to worry about connections or anything. These are dual 2 ohms, and they're supposed to be capable of over 3 inches of excursion, and I believe it, looking at that foam roll. All right, cool little trick to measure diameter, because Pierce does not post their overall diameter of this particular driver on their website. So I've got my square straight edge here. Move this over. And a triangle. I'm gonna make sure to go from hole to the opposing hole on the other side. And it looks like we're right at 15 5/8. So that's perfect. However, space might be at a premium with this enclosure, with how the port is going to fit in. So I'm going to try it also without this rubber surround, because I might just mount them without that. So let's see where we're at. Okay. Exactly 15 3/8. Maybe that works out really well. Alright, little update here. So this is going to be a down-firing sub. By the way, this is not a production model. This is a custom build that I'm doing for a buyer. But anyway, we are coming along. It's just about time to assemble the box. You know that when your floor looks like this and your scrap pile looks like this, you're making some progress. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is becoming a box. When things start to go together, look at that scrap pile. When things start to go together, then you get a sense of how big it really is. One thing I should mention while I'm thinking about it, this box is being built for somebody that's been a special part of my life since I was very young. He thinks he's getting just a black box with speakers in it. I mean, a very expensive black box, mind you, but a black box with speakers in it. You're going to see when this thing goes together that it's going to be a little bit more than that. Alright, things are moving pretty fast. Ready to put the front piece on. Pro tip, always have your clamps ready to go beforehand, because if you don't, things are going to get messy. And always have your mustard bottle ready to go as well. Okay, it is time for ports. Gives me something to do while the glue's drying on this front piece. I was actually able to make some arrow ports. Nice big router bit that created those. We've got some Schedule 44-inch PVC, or I guess you might call this ABS. And I think the best way to do this is going to be to maybe put the pipe in here first, and then get it all glued in, maybe wait for it to set up, and then I will do the back. I'll leave the back unglued for now, and then just cross my fingers and pray that it works out okay on the back, but I think it will. It should be fine. The ABS glue dries pretty fast, so that's where my concern is coming from. Ports are in. Box is looking more like a box. Most things on the inside are nice flat black. And the reason for the black is so that we can make the LED lights stand out and nothing behind the glass will take away from that. Alright, we are about to put the last panel on. If I can squeeze a little bit of rock wool into the enclosure without it being, too conspicuous, then I will. And as you can see, we're getting to the end of the major build process when everything is everywhere. Don't be jealous of my scrap pile, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and cut the slot for the amp. Got this little jig set up. Everything's ready to go. I call this bit the beast because if you don't do things just right, it's gonna let you know that it doesn't like what you're doing. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, so remove the rock wool. Got the amp setting in the little hole that I made. Okay, now, a lot of people ask me, how do you get your amps to fit so tight and get them so exact? Well, it's simple. I just have the amp there while I'm setting up the jig. Make sure that it's nice and square. And then I just set up the jig right around the amp. I think it's a little bit too tight. Oh yeah, YouTube Genie. There we go. Alright, you see this little black line? The top of the router was just right along there. So I've lowered my bit. I'm just going to take a second and check to make sure I've got everything at the right level. Looks like it needs to be up just a bit. Let's go up too much so I can pause, and we're back. That was fun. Bit dropped right out of the router. That would have been interesting, to say the least. Okay, looks like everything is clearing now. I think we're okay. Level is set right. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Oh yeah. Okay. A little bit tight right up around here, so I'll have to fix that. But overall, beautiful. Then once we get the gasket material in there, it's going to set perfectly flush. I'm going to get a few shots of this before I close it up. Just a quick little build that I had to take a day on and get done for somebody who commissioned me to build this. Is actually a home theater sub for a 12-inch stereo integrity SQL12. So neat little build. So there's the little blurb on that. Nice 45, big 45-degree turns for the ports. And then you've got this kerf on the front which smooths everything out. Well, smooth look at least. Also smooth sound. So there you go. And we're done. All right, this was kind of a fun project to build. Flying everything. All right, time to get back to work on the big boy. All right, it is painting time. You can see I've already got the top done. I'm going to show you how I'm doing one of the sides. And then, but it won't make you suffer too fast today. This thing is very heavy. Okay, let's bring you guys a little closer. Maybe not that close. There we go. This camera stand doesn't go any higher, so that's about the best we can do. Alright, I am using this black India ink. There we go. Good technique here. If you can get it all done in one coat, do it. If it takes more than one coat, it kind of becomes this shiny black inky stuff, and trust me, you'd rather not have to deal with that. here's what we've got. Now the camera is going to blow out the highlights. For you guys, it's going to look a lot lighter than it does in actuality. So you guys are seeing some of the brown wood grain that's still showing through. I'm seeing just black, which is what I want. Okay, fast forward. Now I have done some tabletop epoxy. We've continued with the black process. You can see my awesome shoes. Here we go in the reflection. Looks really nice. I'm having to do this one side at a time because tabletop epoxy is not very forgiving if you try and just paint it on. So you can see that I've epoxied it, I've sanded it, and I'm not too worried about the shiny spots here along with the dull spots because the epoxy will just settle on there and it'll make it all the same color. So that's where I'm at. The face has been, this is the result of my experience when I did try to paint it on. See, as you can see, it needs to be sanded and redone, but it's actually looking really nice. All right, I'm gonna get at least some of this process. I have just poured some of the tabletop epoxy onto the edge that I'm doing. And I'm just using a little roller, which is rolling very reluctantly, but I'm just using a roller to spread it out. There is going to be bubbles involved. That's just kind of a fact of life. Nothing that a torch won't take out. I've got my cup here just dumping the rest of its contents before I take that off. But I'm going to spread it out. You can see that it's controllable enough that it's not going to go all over the place. And this will self-level and do a really nice job. Then when I get out to the edges, I will start being very careful. And I've got it taped off here so that it's not going to run all the way down. I can have some kind of control over that. Or at least I'll have a buffer zone with the tape, I should say. All right, I'm going to put the camera down and go ahead and get these edges. And we're back. Okay, got everything in the self-leveling process. I just want to show how to debubble this. I use a MAP gas torch. You can use propane, it's not quite as hot. You got to be real careful with MAP gas. But just go through that. And you can see those bubbles just disappear. Once again, be careful. I'm not sure if that's coming out on camera. There's a good bubble right there. Super bubble. That might actually be a lump from the last coat. Let's see what we got here. Okay, the torch does two things. It will debubble and it will also help it to level further because it makes it close to the consistency of water temporarily. Here we are with a 2000 grit sanding job on it. Still have some of the orange peel showing up. I did this off camera, but to speed things up, make so I didn't have to do quite so much sanding, I did go over it with a 2K epoxy clear coat spray. By the way, you guys wondering why I have so many Milwaukee tools in the background all the time? It's another little side gig, so yeah, my garage is always full of them. But I'm about to start with a 3000 grit sanding job. So let me just get a little bit of that and we'll get going. Gonna make this nice and smooth.
Sometimes like all you want to do is run.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, she is done. I'm afraid the reflection is going to give away my messy garage. But she's pretty. You know what it's time for? B-roll.
It's all the things